Hello, my name is Greg. I am a digital artist, and I'm here today to talk about some of my favorite, most hilarious art that I have come across in Magic the Gathering. Now, I'm not going to just be bashing on the art that I talk about today. A lot of it is really the pleasure that I get from playing or seeing these cards comes from everybody's reactions when I go to play it. So it's a hard thing to sort of talk about as an artist because I'm not necessarily going to be giving a critique, but merely just pointing out some of the things that I find utterly terrifying. So let's get started. The first card that I want to talk about today comes from 1996, the Ice Age series. Now, this card is known as Chub Toad. So, Chub Toad is not only utterly terrifying, be it that he is a massive spiky toad with the arm of a human coming from his mouth, he's also dummy thick. So, if you take a look at his text, you'll see right underneath it, that flavored text, Chub Toad, at the door. Run away quick, or you'll run away no more. Ooh, that is terrifying. The traditional children's rhyme. Of course, we have all known it has been passed on for eons. We all know the Chub Toad nursery rhymes, as we will bequeath onto our children. Now to our next card. So this next card, much like Chub Toad, also comes from the Ice Age set. This is Orc Ish Farmer. Now, he is not just an orc, he is Orc Ish. Not fully an orc. He's part human too, but that doesn't necessarily say it on the card. This farmer and his trusty steed are not only hilarious to just look at, but what I want to draw attention to is our pig's fine hairdo. If you take a look at that pig, it really gives me Porco Rosso vibes. If you've ever seen the Studio Ghibli film, it's just this pig, this guy that's been turned into a pig. It's a pilot, and he wears sunglasses, and he's a womanizer. Anyways, if you slapped a pair of John Lennon sunglasses on this guy, he would 100% likely be able to fly a plane. Yes, the farmers keep our soldiers fed, but why do they have to make every battlefield a pig pen? Ooh. Dan Fraser, crushing it on the art. Awesome. Moving on. Now, this next piece of art is utterly terrifying. This is one of the simple things that keep me awake at night. This is none other than Freyas Charm. Now, Freyas Charm is a 2-drop enchantment. It costs 2 green mana. Whenever you successfully cast a black spell, draw a card, then you have the ability to return it to your hand for 2 green mana as well. So you can just keep playing that. In terms of its practicality, I don't necessarily see it being played in EDH that much. But, it's only seen one printing. What I want to draw attention to, though, is how terrifying these children look. First of all, child 1. Child 1 on the left is passed out. Like, we're talking drooling passed out. He is out cold while this girl just waves this charm in front of his face like she's always done it before. This is the 5th victim that she has had putting to sleep. It's terrifying. So she's in there. She's getting lost in the sauce, staring at that charm as it flips left and right and left and right. And this other kid's kind of horrified, but he's like, oh, okay, cool. Look at that. There's my buddy falling asleep, and I'll just look at this charm, and it'll likely not happen to me. Anyways, Margaret Organ-Keane is an amazing artist who has done all sorts of work throughout 1996 onward to develop art for Wizards of the Coast. The art that she develops goes all the way into, there's some beautiful art in Mirage, some beautiful art throughout Ice Age that she's done as well. So I really do advise you to check out her stuff. It's not that all of her stuff is terrifying like this, but I think in the early 90s, when it comes to painting or drawing children, there's this really sort of off way of approaching it that makes them look as though they have, lived many lives and acquired many souls in doing so. Quite terrifying. So this is not a card that's in my collection, mostly because I don't want to wake up and have it be hovering in front of my face in the middle of the night. But other than that, I do recommend, if you want to collect some hilarious art, this should be one for your collection. Finally, I have our last card. And to me, this is our card of the day. Card of the day. This is the card of the day. Now, card of the day doesn't necessarily mean that it is the best card. It doesn't even mean that it is the most practical card. But this card for me is It's a chef's kiss. Pinnacle, hilarious Magic the Gathering art. The card is Horrible Hordes. Now, Horrible Hordes has only seen one printing in Mirage, 1996 by Ian Miller. Now, if we take a look at this card, it's one of those pictures, like almost like an I Spy book, where you take a look at it and you're like, oh, okay, you accept it at face value. The more you dig into this picture, the more things that you find. So if we just go ahead and pull up a blown up image of this, you will understand how freakishly horrifying this is. I'm not saying the art is bad. What I'm saying is that the characters haunt my dreams. So you have all sorts of things from, light posts that are haunted. You got trees, folk that are walking around, what appears to be rakes and windmills, that are these creatures that are on a rampage, and that actually kind of follows suit with the text. The text rampage actually allowing a creature to be able to be boosted based off of the more people that are, or the more minions that are blocking it, more creatures blocking it. And now this is a 2/2 for 3 artifact creature. But if we take a look at some of these fine folk, we get these sort of jack-in-the-box looking things, this wheel creature, this big block that looks like he's from, a cracked out Mario game. And finally, we got this guy that's in his Where's Waldo battle socks. I think, honestly, this is one of my favorite arts in Magic the Gathering. It is terrifying, it is colorful, it is bright, and it is, though the card might not necessarily see a lot of play in EDH, I do think it's one worth collecting. And with that all said, thank you for sticking around. My name's Greg. If you have any suggestions on horrifically hilarious art in Magic the Gathering, be sure to comment below. Let me know, and I'll take a look at them and talk about them in my next videos. Thanks so much. Take care.